In this episode of Threading Thoughts, we discuss the basics of franchising. While franchising is not an equal partnership, franchising can be a vehicle of success for both franchisor and the franchisee. A marketing concept, it is also a strategy for business expansion. The franchisor licenses know-how, procedures, use of its business model, intellectual property, brand, and rights to sell its branded products and services to a franchisee. In return, certain fees are paid and certain obligations need to be met. However, one disadvantage of franchising is quality control, as the firm's brand name conveys a message to the consumers about the quality and consistency of the firm's product, and this has to be protected. Paresh Shinde founded Evanche, an information and technology company in 2020, to solve the sole purpose of businesses of all sizes by integrating technologies. He is also a part of the New York-based GLG Group of global consultants as a council member. Prior to founding Evanche, he successfully ran the franchise of Royal Enfield in 2017 as the sole proprietor in the Thane Bhiwandi area of Mumbai. He has also run the BMW marketing and sales campaign in Nasik and worked with the core team of Ogilvy Public Relations of Mumbai on the ICC World Cup 2011.
You have to work hard, but it's very profitable if you really comply, like with all the obligations and regulations and compliances and liabilities. You need a great team actually, because if you don't have a great team, Rudala, even a lot of money also won't help. A good brand name will also not help. You have to have that kind of a specific team, and for that team to be in practice, you have to have a very good detailed SOPs in place. SOPs are very important, and then again maintaining, complying, that kind of an authority, a strictness is very important. Luckily, because of automation, it's because of transparency, you don't even have to shock people. Everything is managed very smoothly because everything is seen, and if things are seen and people, they don't want to get embarrassed, when things are directly being seen, by automation, by cloud, by CC cameras. So yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, like, it's good.
Exactly, and everything is recorded, everything is digital.
It happened in the past, like in my services department, there was this kind of internal employee, a service kind of an employee, there was a kind of a theft of an oil, in the service department, So there was no kind of an officer to keep a check, who was behind him. So he thought that he can do that kind of a theft in the dark, But even he couldn't understand that there are specific CCTV cameras, which is in place, but there are also small little CC cameras, hidden, which rarely people get to know, like we keep it hidden from our employees, So he didn't know that, he is getting caught, and he got caught, but he later apologized also, and it was all cool later. But this is how just one example created an example for many, so that after that, like people, they become beware, like they are more careful that they don't have to do any of this kind of practices. Yeah, so this happens, chori happens a lot, now even in restaurants, chori happens of plates, of bowls, of spoons, small things, small things. So that's why it's very important actually to be really careful. You have to put that specific trustworthy person in place over there, 24/7, to be careful. But mostly you can't avoid, Pridula, there this happens here. You face this kind of a loss somewhere or the other. Because I've seen that a lot. I've seen with my friends also who have restaurants. They complain with the balls getting stolen, with the spoons getting stolen, with this getting stolen. Bhaji pala bhi chori ho jata hai, Bhaji pala bhi bachta nahi hai kabhi kabhar, So this happens.
No, I think it's also because we're working with people. They come with their own baggages, they come with their lack of ethics or with ethics. So you have to deal with that, right? If I was risks, because I think that's very important for people getting into franchising. They have to sort of understand there's so many risks, as you mentioned. Of course, one risk, hopefully, the legal risk get rid of when a franchisor comes in with a very solid trademark, very solid, IP,
and there's no issue with that. So that's possibly one place where hopefully they are safe enough and they come in with that, with an ironclad trademark or IP.
Yeah.
Okay? So that at least is taken care of.
IPs.
Of course.
Yeah. You're a lawyer yourself, like how intellectual property rights are, needs to be maintained, like very, very well, because in India, somewhere it lacks, it's not the same in US, So yeah, I mean, like this kind of practices have to come from the government itself, for intellectual property, IPRs, everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. If I was looking at a franchise from you and I sat right in front of you, what were the first, say, 5 things you would say that I should have it in my hand or I should know it? One is licenses that you mentioned. What licenses are you talking about?
See, licenses can be, licenses, you basically, when you get a franchise, you get all the licenses. So mainly the main license is quality control license, which is ISO 9001 kind of a standard kind of a license, which gets a certification, not just directly from the ISO company itself, but by a third party, So you have to put a specific agents in place, to get that kind of a licenses, So there is a quality control license, which directly you get it by the franchisee itself. So there is no particular thing which needs to be taken care of. Then licenses again, like from my side, like a ShopRite license is important, as I said in the past, a fire license is important, like an entry and exit of the doors, because if there is a fire, suppose, so there has to be a specific guidelines followed, followed, this is given by the government itself, not just from the company, but fire license is very important again. Now in a restaurant, again, a food license, a liquor license is very important, FSSAI license is very important. So this kind of a licenses you have to have in place, which you get normally, you get it easily. You have to consult a lawyer, mainly an agent also, who gets it done, So like Udyog Adak license ho gaya, registration ho gaya, GST certification, registration ho gaya, Shop Act I mentioned, so basic licenses have to be in place. Even health permit licenses are to be taken care of, as much as I can remember, So yeah, this kind of licenses, mainly basic.
Absolutely. GST, TAN, PAN, and those kind of things that for any regular business, right? For them.
Any regular business.
Yeah, those are all very important. Yeah, GST would be. Service industry, it is very, very important as well. And yeah, so how do you think for an entrepreneur to start off, when they're at crossroads, sometimes they're wondering whether they should go the franchise way or their own industry way. Generally, of course, it's very, very specific, right? To what industry you want, what you want to do. But when they are at crossroads, do you feel that setting up a franchise is hard work, but do you feel that the liability per se might not be that much on you? More so also equally shared by the company? Or do you feel that as a personal business that I can do, I have the flexibility to do whatever, because now you're bounded by so many SOPs. So here you don't have. Where do you think you would shift more towards? And why perhaps?
See, with the SOPs, even if you have your own personal businesses, right, you have to have those strict SOPs in place, even for your own self, for your company, you just cannot depend on if I have my own business and there are no specific standard control measures or SOPs in place. In fact, even with my own company, you cannot perform well. With the franchise, you get that kind of a plus point, in terms of exclusivity, in terms of territory, in terms of obligations by the franchisee itself, in terms of licenses, in terms of the brand name itself. Basically, it's mostly the brand name. Why people you take up the franchisee is the brand name. So if I decide to set up my own business, I have to get a brand name, and then I have to do years and years of hard work, to make
building the brand, Paresh. Just building the brand takes, a
long time.
There's effort and time.
Yeah, and time. So if you are very specific on your own business, which you have to start, so you have to really work hard for years and years to build that kind of a brand name, as a startup also, if you're deciding to do a startup. But with a franchise, you get everything very easily. Like See, it's a not a lifetime occupation. Again, one thing one should understand. Thinking with a franchise, it's not a lifetime occupation. Okay. Now, franchisor will give you the franchisee even when he sees his own benefit also, like how much benefit you're providing to him also. So it's a give and take kind of a thing. It's not just that for your own profits, you have to give profit to someone else also. So it's not a lifetime occupation. You should realize that, because as much as you're working right now for the franchisee, tomorrow what if the franchisor takes away the deal, some kind of a problem happens, and then you're out of the business? Then what? Definitely you have a lot of learning in place, but then again, if you have to start something of your own, you have to build that kind of a brand name. You have to put that kind of years and efforts, to do that. So I'll say, like, maybe if you really want to be an entrepreneur, like you are sure that you have to set up your own company, have a little experience, have a little experience maybe in the working as a job also, maybe, like a year or two, maybe have an experience with the franchise itself. If you want to cater to, suppose, automobile sector, maybe a restaurant sector, get to know the know-hows, understand, learn, and then maybe after you get to know all the tricks and trades, of the practices, how a franchisee does. So then later you can set up your own business, because if you started without any kind of an experience, you face a lot of problems in the start. You do face a lot of problems in the start. You have to create that kind of brand name also. So initially you should go with the franchise to get the learnings, to get the experiences. That is very important. And plus it's profitable. It's short term, but it's profitable. Who doesn't want profits? It's learning, it's profitable. So I think you should go for franchise first, like, because again, it's not something where you have to put a lot of investment also. There is a kind of an investment, but it's not proportional to the kind of investment which you have to put by setting up your own business,
I'm talking exactly, because talking about investment, also getting financial assistance, right? Against a sole business owner to a franchisor. So what do you think, that there's a lot of help when you say that I'm going to set up a franchise? Is there some help from the firm as well, or the company?
See, basically loans are being taken. Yeah. With the franchise, banks definitely do come out and they help, with the franchise models, so yeah. But a lot of people, they, again, with the banks, with the compliances, they do check your background. They see how, like, are you efficient or not, so yeah, we do get that kind of an assistance from the banks, even from private institutions, financial institutions also, which is also called as supply chain financing, SCF, kind of a model which works with private industries, private financing institutions like Tata Capital. So what they do is, for supplying, for operation, for to keep stocks in place, they give you this kind of a loan, a kind of a balance, maybe monthly basis or yearly basis, to keep that stock pile up. So you do get the assistance from financial institutions. Again, independently, again, also you do get bank loans, by mortgaging your property and all, but that is different. If you have a very good idea with the entrepreneurship, you do get help from VCs, from venture capitalists, VCs, I don't know how much they come in picture in franchising. I honestly don't know, because I haven't approached VC for franchising though, but definitely for a good idea for a startup, if you want to set up your own business, one should definitely have an approach of a VC, because if you don't even get the funding from the VC, you get a lot of insights, inputs, mentorship, learning from the VCs itself, So basically you do get a round of funding also when your ideas are very bright, you have a good team, you have a good presentation, everything in place. So you do get a lot of help from VCs, from banks, from private institutions itself, basically your expertise, your team, your capability, your background, everything has to be in place, if you want to get that kind of a financial assistance, because that just doesn't happen, that just doesn't happen.
It's a tough road. It's a very tough road.
It's a tough road, but it's very exciting also, because once you get into it, Namrata, you also tend to like the journey. You tend to like the journey, because you face amazing some kind of challenges, which is very exciting, which is very different also, strange also, which, you know, it's a journey. It's a beautiful journey. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's very good actually.